Thanks and welcome everyone to the 27th President's Service Award. This year, we're especially delighted because the President's Service Award is going global. Students at all of NYU sites within the GNU were eligible for the very first time to receive a President's Service Award recognition. As a result, award winners are anchored here in Washington Square, across the river at NYU Poly, and as far away as 7,000 miles away in Abu Dhabi. Moreover, this ceremony is being recorded and will be posted to the President's Service website within a few days for anyone within the GNU and beyond to view at their leisure. President John Sexton will continue this important university tradition today as he presents 136 awards to both individuals and organizations for their outstanding achievements in making a positive impact on NYU, our local community, and other communities literally around the world. These award winners are leaders, community builders, volunteers, educators, innovators, and active citizens. They're defined by their integrity, their imagination, and their willingness to work long, hard hours to accomplish their goals. I think these are the type of people President Theodore Roosevelt had in mind when he once said, when talking about leadership, imploring his audience, quote, "Do what you can with what you have where you are," unquote. The students you're about to meet have brought these words to life day in and day out. Our award recipients have been a catalyst for action, affecting change on campus and improving the quality of student life. By their example, they have inspired and motivated others, setting standards of personal and professional achievement. It's important to note that all of the work that was done by individual students was done without the intent of any type of formal recognition. The fact of the matter is, none of the individual award recipients were self-nominated. All of them were nominated because the bottom line, their work was so compelling, others felt the need to forward nominations on their behalf. In this way, the President's Service Award really represents our students wanting to do good for good's sake. Moreover, it represents an understated, well-intentioned ethos embraced by many here at NYU around the globe. Within this context, Benjamin Franklin once said, quote, "Well done is better than well said," unquote. We agree with Mr. Franklin, and in fact believe that this timeless guiding philosophy serves as one of the pillars of the NYU community. It really is one of the pillars that makes this the special place that we all call home. While we have cited the award recipients' terrific achievements in the program, words cannot express our thanks and gratitude for their outstanding contributions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you'll be hearing this theme throughout the afternoon. To those of you who are graduating, how many of you, in fact, are graduating in a couple weeks? Wow, okay. So besides saying thank you, thank you, thank you, we say congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. I noticed that we have a little divider there for family, friends, nominators. First off, let's say thanks to all of the great people who nominated award recipients. And for parents, I'm just curious, any parents here come here for this event from another country? Raise your hand if you came from another country to be here for this event. Can I ask what country? From England, okay. And most of us are going over there this week, so, okay. Anyone else from another foreign country over there? Nigeria, terrific. Anyone else out there? Okay, great. And now let me ask, how many people are from west of the Mississippi? I'm just curious. Anyone west of the Mississippi? The president just remarked there is nothing beyond the Mississippi. It's probably no comment. No, I can't say that. You can get away with it. Okay. Anyway, welcome to all of you. Thanks for being here. Please note that each of our award recipients was selected by a university-wide committee from a pool of hundreds of nominations from faculty, staff, and students. I'd like to take a moment and invite the members of the President's Service Award Selection Committee to please stand now so that we can thank you for your service in selecting this year's recipients. Their names are listed on the back of your program. Could you please stand? Thank you. We're honored to be joined by several deans, faculty, and administrators, particularly our presenters, and for the very first time, we have both of our deans are Freds. We have Dean Fred Schwartzbach of the Liberal Studies program and Dean Emeritus Fred Choi of the Stern School of Business. So thank you to both Fred and Fred. Now, I did notice walking in, and I hope I don't miss anyone, that I saw Dean Robert Lapiner from SCPS, Susan Walford, I think I saw from Gallatin, Ellen Shaw, I think I saw from Wagner, Gary Frazier from Stern, and Lynn Vicada from Silver School of Social Work. So thanks to all of the deans. And I now see Willie Long from CAS. Okay, so we got, I think, and Pat Carey from Steinhardt. And Terry Fulmer from nursing. Susan Greenbaum from Stern. Okay, thank you, one and all. We appreciate it. It just shows you how much your deans love you, that they're coming to see you for this very special moment. In your program, you will find the names of each award winner and a citation describing the individual and organizational achievements. You may wish to follow along in your program by referring to these citations as each one is read aloud. And now I'd like to bring to the podium a man who needs no introduction, loves everything west of the Mississippi, but you know him simply as John, the 15th president of New York University.
Thank you, Mark. Now, when you come up, you'll receive a memento of the achievement. Accompanying it, if you wish, is a presidential hug. Now this used to be referred to as the much coveted presidential hug. Then I realized maybe it wasn't as coveted as I thought it was. And I want to make it very clear, no one is obligated to take a presidential hug, and all you have to do is ask, and it shall be given, however. Or you could say, I just hugged Mark, and that was yours, and you're not interested in anything more than that. You know, this is an interesting time of year. I don't know if you have a sense. I'm talking principally to the students. This is an interesting time of year for those of us who have embraced the vocation of education. I started down the path on which I've stayed now for over 50 years when I was younger than most of you. When I wish I could say out of service. I got on a subway, went out to Brooklyn, rang the doorbell to a convent, and asked the principal of a high school where my sister was a student if she'd let me teach there. Now, it seemed preposterous. I was a freshman in college up in the Bronx. I was just turning 17, and yet for some reason I've never understood. I don't even know why I had the nerve to do it, but she said yes. And that started a magical life that goes on to this day. I think that probably was the most important doorbell I ever rang. It wasn't the most important conversation or the most important phone call. Some other day we'll get into those. But it was certainly the most important doorbell I ever rang, and it transformed my life. Now, some of the students know that it was at that moment that without officially doing it, I essentially withdrew from college. One of the things I admire so much about the students that are receiving the recognition today is that with all of the extraordinary achievement that's represented here, you were able to balance it in a way that, frankly, I think is very specially present at NYU. There's a almost gyroscopic capacity in you to balance both the kind of altruism and generosity and innovation and creativity that's manifested by that for which we recognize, and other complex and demanding parts of your life. Your academics, your social life, all that. NYU students, and I'm not saying every one of you did it, but certainly I didn't. I mean, I think you know, my college grade point average was 2.1, and I barely graduated, barely got out, because I threw myself completely into teaching out in Brooklyn. 100 hours a week, no balance at all. And became the essence of my life for 15 years. Did my doctorate with my pinky, shallowly, unworthily, taught college, became chairman of the department, only because around me there was turmoil, and I was the least risky. Looks like I was skyrocketing, it's all that others were plummeting. And those of you that know the truth know I'm really telling the truth here. This is not some, but I come back to that gyroscopic ability that you folks have to balance. I was talking last night about the thing that gnaws at me most about NYU. It doesn't bother me that 85% of our undergraduates quote, work a job, close quote, while they go to school. Because for most, no matter whether they had financial need or not, you'd want an internship. It's part of being in New York. It's part of being in the center of the world. It's part of being at NYU. It's part of what we do. But what gnaws at me is that half of our undergraduates, work 2 jobs. And 500 undergraduates work 3 jobs. And that shows this gyroscopic ability. What amazes me constantly about our students is the number of, it's a rarity at NYU if you ask a student his or her major to get a single answer. It's just really interesting. It's as if everybody went to Gallatin. The only way you really can tell the difference between the classic double or triple majors, there are triple majors that I meet in my dinners, between them and a Gallatin student is that the Gallatin students always have the word hegemony or postmodern in what they're studying. But it's again, that ability to balance things, and that's what amazes me most about you. Now, what I want you to do is this. I want you to just do a visualization exercise here. So on my way over here, we had a dean's meeting upstairs in between, but when I was walking out of Bobst, after checking on Bobby and Violet, as I was walking out of Bobst, going to the dean's meeting at 2 o'clock, I ran into one of the admissions tours that we're going through. 100,000 people a year come through on admissions tours. And this time of year, you can't tell whether it's a tour group that is of students that are looking at schools, or sometimes it's a tour group of students that have been admitted and are thinking about what school they're going to choose. I think there's a May 1st deadline, so it's coming up Sunday. And this particular tour, because sometimes the ambassadors are nice enough to call me in, and this ambassador called me in, and even though I was a little late for the deans, I said, I gotta go in. So This particular tour was all people that were just beginning to look at colleges and one admitted students who was making his decision, I guess, about what school to attend, and they're with their parents. Now, I don't know if you can reach back that far in your memory. Some of you aren't that far away, but the seniors, you're 4 years away. It seems like an eternity. But if you reach back, 100,000 people go on those tours, 45,000 people apply. The moment when you open the envelope and you've been admitted and your heart, just jumps for joy. And now the seniors among you have come full cycle. And this time of year is a very liturgical time of year for those of us like me this is our life. This is the way we measure ourselves. And we measure ourselves in those cycles of time. Not linear time, cycles of time. And we can almost begin to feel the orientation and the beginning of the arrival of students who will meet for the first time in class and will open presents of talent as we get to know each one of them. And yet there's the kind of bittersweet of saying goodbye to students that we've known for 4 years or even longer, for some that stay around for graduate or professional school. And we see them going off, but we see them so much different from when they first arrived in that first class. So as we go through the cycle, what I want you to realize is visualize yourself. I'm speaking here to the seniors, yes, but to all of you, because you're all seniors in making. And I just want to put the scale of NYU at your disposal for a minute as we celebrate you today. So what we're looking at, this whole room is about two sections on the first level of Yankee Stadium. And 3 weeks from now, Yankee Stadium will be filled. So you could say that this is a very, very small. In some ways this feels big. There are a lot of people, but in some ways, if you visualize it as Yankee Stadium, and this is just 2 sections, it's a very, very small group of people that are being honored today. And if you take it one step farther and you go back to that tour of people that went through, very, very few people are good enough even to be on that tour. And then only about 1 in 6 or 1 in 7 of those that apply are in. So you start off with the population of talent that's out there in the world, and then you cut that down to the people who are good enough to get into NYU, and then you cut it down still further to the quarter of us that will pack Yankee Stadium, and you cut it down to these 2 sections, and you realize what an achievement it is to be in this room. And to be in this room having done what all of you have done so well, not only the particular thing for which we honor you today, for just making our community better, making this naturally complex, cacophonous, hard place, which are, by the way, you could be describing NYU or the world when you say that. This naturally cacophonous, complex, hard place, for making it better and more human. That's what we're honoring you for doing today. And now just project that out over the next decades and continue doing it. But instead of it being NYU, that's the naturally cacophonous, complex, hard place. It's the world. And just as you've, in this place that doesn't have football and doesn't have basketball and doesn't pretend that we're all the same by getting together in big crowds wearing the same colors and chanting to cheerleaders in unison like some group of dehumanized automatons, okay? So this place that doesn't do any of that, but accepts humankind as what it is, as this group at which I'm looking here, in all of its wondrous cacophony and complexity, and then magically says, we're going to create soul in that. We're going to create humanity in that. We're going to create a community of communities. That's what you do. And you do it without compromising anything else in your life. I am just in awe. And I want to tell you, for all of us on the faculty at the school whose lives are this university, as Marc said, thank you, thank you, thank you. and you make our lives worthwhile. So when you come up, I want you to know my impulse will be to hug every one of you, okay? But I'm only going to do it if you just give me this signal, okay? God bless you, and thank you very much.
Thank you for those inspirational words. Two quick housekeeping chores. One is Amanda has indicated to me that all of you know the process and the format in terms of receiving your award when it's called out, so just hopeful people listen to Amanda. Second is I'd like to point out that one student organization, the NYU hockey team, where are you? Members of the hockey team, there they are. For some reason, we inadvertently left you off the official program, and we apologize for that. However, please know that they are receiving their official programs, which are different than the rest of everyone else's. They, in fact, are accurate and actually have the hockey team listed in the group presentation. And also, please know that that copy that you folks have will be the one that will be put in university archives for the record. So I just want to make sure that you'll be hearing a hockey team. They won't be in your program, but we, in fact, have kind of cleaned that piece up. And so without any further ado, I am pleased to introduce the first of the Fred Deans, Dean Fred Choi, Dean Emeritus of the Undergrad College at the Leonard N. School of Business. He will present the awards to those student organizations that have been selected for the President's Service Award. Dean Choi.
Thank you, Mark. Mr. President, I'm very pleased to announce that the President's Service Award will be presented to the following student organizations in recognition of their outstanding achievements. Now, given the number of groups that are assembled here today, we ask that everyone hold their applause until the last group has been announced and recognized, if you can. And with that, I'd just like to say, Mr. President, the organization award recipients of the 2011 President's Service Award are 2010 Pan-Hellenic Council for their hard work and dedication to community service, mentorship, scholarship, and friendship throughout the university and New York City. Next. Alternative Breaks Advisory Board for exceeding expectations and creating a program that provides substantial educational, cultural, and service opportunities for their peers. Okay. Baha'i Club at NYU for being a catalyst for multi-faith workshops and devotionals to promote a calm, safe, meditative space in students' lives at NYU. Okay, thanks. Civic Team for their unwavering passion and commitment in providing opportunities for students to learn about societal issues from diverse perspectives, to engage in conversations, trainings, planning sessions, and service. College of Arts and Science Student Council for creating innovative activities, including the Holiday Gift Factory, in an effort to promote community and improve student life at NYU. Community for creating socially conscious, commuter student-focused programs that exhibit their commitment to service and education to NYU and the greater New York City communities. Fusion Film Festival for educating their audience about women filmmakers and encouraging collaboration between the sexes. Ice Hockey Team for their dedication to community service and for the tremendous impact that the team has had in giving the entire NYU community an opportunity to get involved, build school spirit, and take pride in being a part of NYU. Integrated Marketing Association for their initiative in building community on a global basis by creating and managing multiple social media platforms that enable students, prospective applicants, and alumni to engage in dialogue about the graduate program. Intergreek Council for their commitment to education and outreach through the implementation of the Gateways Program, We Are NYU Greeks campaign, and Alternative Breaks initiative. Lambda Chi Alpha Fraternity for exemplary community service both on campus and throughout the greater New York City area. Good. Latinos Unidos con Honor and Amistad, better known as Lucha, for providing opportunities through mentorship and programming to create a strong sense of community and promoting Latino empowerment. Music Business Graduate Program Student Ambassador Board for laying the groundwork for future boards to continue to strengthen our network of current students, faculty, and alumni. Very good. National Society of Black Engineers for providing the NYU Poly community with collaborative programming and leadership assistance to other clubs and organizations while upholding their commitment to all who want to excel, succeed, and impact in a positive way. NY Community Agriculture Club for unwavering dedication to creating spaces on campus that improve community involvement and enhance the wellness of students, teachers, and existing NYU community agriculture and engagement infrastructure. Opus, online publication of undergraduate studies, for their engaging and exemplary work in showcasing the work of NYU undergraduate students in the field of psychology. Pi Kappa Alpha Fraternity, for outstanding and remarkable involvement within the university and New York City community. Postbac Society, for fostering a cohesive network by connecting the students to each other and to the university and its services. Programming Advisory Board, for inclusion and sensitivity while providing a variety of entertaining and educational programs. The Public Health Student Group, for their dedicated enthusiasm and initiative in organizing successful programmatic events designed to help students become more entrenched in the public health field. School of Continuing and Professional Studies Graduate Student Council, for their outstanding leadership in organizing events and projects that promote and enhance school community for SCPS graduate students. Shalavet at NYU, for their outstanding dedication to community building through providing service. the Steinhardt Undergraduate Student Government for creating and sustaining an inclusive academic and extracurricular community where different majors can come together to ensure their voices are heard. Stern Judicial Committee for developing new and innovative ways to keep the Stern community informed about the importance of maintaining academic and personal integrity. Woo-woo. The Stern Marketing Society for demonstrating active volunteerism, civic responsibility, and leadership through the Good Project Initiative. Congratulations, guys. Great. The Stern Opportunity for engaging and strengthening the Stern community through thoughtful reflections and innovative content. Congratulations. Stonewall Policy Alliance for their outstanding effort to facilitate dialogue on policy issues affecting the LGBTQ community and fostering a more inclusive approach to public service. Student Music Educators of New York University for their dedication and hard work in giving children the opportunity to engage in the study of music and the arts for lifelong learning and enrichment. The Student Senators Council for their outstanding leadership in promoting community building and responsibility toward their peers. The Students of Color Collective for their dedication to the promotion of diversity and building community at the Silver School of Social Work. Very good. The Tisch Graduate Student Organization for their contributions to the Tisch graduate student community in providing programs that encourage cross-school collaboration. Tisch Undergraduate Student Council for their outstanding success in the creation of the Tisch 48 Film Festival. The Wagner Food Policy Alliance for their exemplary work in building community linkages around a broad and diverse collection of food policy-related interests. The Wagner Health Network for their outstanding success in cultivating successful partnerships and producing competitive career opportunities for Wagner students. And last but not least, the Wagner Management and Leadership Organization for their outstanding leadership and significant high-quality impact WMLO has had in the Wagner community. Let's hear it. Yay. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all the recipients. It is now my great privilege to introduce Dean Fred Schwartzbach, Dean of the Liberal Studies Program, who will present the rest of the awards. Dean Schwartzbach.
President Sexton, I'm delighted to present to you the following students who will be recognized for their outstanding achievements. Because there are so many names, please hold your applause until everyone has been recognized. The individual recipients are Sarah Akyar for her excellent leadership as president of Heart to Heart at NYU in educating and setting up screenings for hypertension. Iram Ali for her persistence and tenacity in expanding Shuruk from a theme week to a theme month, and for her contributions to programs on gender and Islam and the hijabi monologues. Sana Altaf for her leadership on the NYU Poly campus in offering programs that promote diversity, wellness, and community building, including Poly's Got Talent, Cultural Diffusion, Fusion, and Sex Week. Kwamel Arroyo for his commitment to leadership and community service in striving to help people with disabilities and those in underrepresented communities of color. Jumo Ayandele for his exceptional academic, professional, and philanthropic contributions to NYU through his work as president of the African Student Union. Savitri Bechan for her dedication in fostering the sense of community in Steinhardt and her initiative in bringing additional professional development opportunities to her peers. Jordana Birnbaum for her unwavering dedication to the Jewish community at NYU and for her extraordinary leadership and integrity as Hillel president. Vitaly Borstein for his extraordinary commitment to enhancing student life and fostering community. Genesis Briggs B for her outstanding dedication to various community service initiatives, including the Gulf Coast Youth Symphony, Mississippi AIDS Task Force, and her work at NYC elementary schools. Sukari Brown for her leadership in creating collaborative programs in honoring NYU Poly's diverse student populations. Suleiman Çavuşoğlu for his commitment to developing a stronger NYU Poly graduate school community that embraces diversity and service. Conrad Chu, together with Walter Eng, for their tireless pursuit in creating and managing the Asia Outreach Initiative to provide unique learning and career opportunities for their classmates. Daniel Klein, for his dedication to educating future nurses, strengthening relationships amongst the College of Nursing community, his commitment to celebrating diversity in nursing practice, and for his exceptional leadership of doctoral students. Felipe Ford Cole for his dedication in improving communications and technology. Morgan Collins for his strong contributions to the NYU community as a Welcome Week teen leader, SRC student employee, and as a participant in the alternative break trips to Ghana. Alma Correa for her passion towards serving members of the underserved community through projects such as the Impressions Program and continuous proactive efforts in issues surrounding diversity. Megan Cunningham for her extraordinary commitment to social justice, remarkable dedication to public service through her work on the Domestic Violence Advocacy Project, the High School Law Institute, and Alternative Breaks Program. Nora Daly for her wholehearted commitment to helping New York remember, honor, and preserve our history through her involvement in the Remember the Triangle Coalition. Brittany DeBella for her tireless dedication in creating the ultimate residence hall environment and experience in her role as an RA and through her extraordinary work with the National Association of College and University Residence Halls. Megan Doyle for her outstanding work with New York Cares, Live Out Loud, and the Audre Lorde Project in creating important connections for LGBTQ youth and people of color. Michelle Dugan for her commitment to sustainability initiatives at NYU through the Broome Street Residential College and to the greater NYC community through the Cycles Initiative. Natasha Dunn for her outstanding leadership of the Digital Communications Student Club and for her tireless promotion of community at SCPS. Lauren Durling for her energetic leadership as Vice President of the Liberal Studies Student Council in organizing student participation in Relay for Life and for her valued role as a freshman orientation leader. Jude Dworsek for his outstanding commitment to the NYU community through his work in athletics and for his dedication and success in serving the New York City community. Whitney Edwards for her dedication and leadership to her sorority and to the greater NYU Greek community. Michael Elias for his exemplary leadership in improving communications through the Global Network University in connecting the study away sites with the Washington Square campus. Annie Escobar for her talent and dedication using the photography and filmmaking to advocate for human rights. Jason Fullen for his exceptional leadership in organizing a service trip to Trinidad for the Anne Bryce Scholars and for successfully engaging diverse groups of students in programmatic efforts. Lisa Ann Gallup for her outstanding leadership of the Nursing Graduate Student Organization. Sean Galvis for successfully building camaraderie and creating professional development opportunities for sports management students. Gus Giacoman for his charismatic leadership in creating, refining, and executing the annual Stern Mercedes-Benz USA case co-opetition. Emily Hay for her dedication to civic engagement through her work as tutor, an ESL student, teacher, and as editor-in-chief of the Literacy Review. Chirag Hirawat for his outstanding leadership on his work with the Student Senators Council and the significant impact he has had as chair of the All Square Student Budget Advisory Committee. Who is in class, but we'll recognize him later all the same. Melissa Ingram for her outstanding leadership and commitment to education as a tutor and team leader at New York Cares. Salima Jumarali for her exemplary work in going above and beyond in developing strong community as a graduate advisor in the Center for Student Activities, Leadership, and Service. Sapna Kakwani for her dedication to the College of Nursing student organization and her ongoing commitment to scholastic excellence and leadership in the field of nursing. Arshia Kirani for her dedication to service and human rights in raising over $20,000 in humanitarian flood relief as the Community Service Chair of the Islamic Center. Alicia Kim for her positive attitude, creative thinking, and professionalism as an RA, executive board member of NACURH, and as treasurer of Steinhardt's undergraduate student government. Adam Lakowitz for his leadership in spearheading community service projects for the NYU Poly soccer team, including Toys for Tots and NYC Harvest. Marnie Lennox for her tireless advocacy on behalf of New York City public school students through the Suspension Representation Project and for contributing to a culture of service and involvement in the law school community. Amanda Lewandowski for her strong leadership and contributions as an orientation leader and peer mentor and for serving on the Liberal Arts Advisory Board at the Wasserman Center for Career Development. Paulo Lopez for consistently giving of himself in his roles as an RA and fraternity member to strengthen the NYU community and for motivating those around him to do the same. Pauline Ma for her incredible leadership of the Modeling Club in successfully planning and executing Expo. Alistair Mackay for his outstanding service as a resident assistant in fostering community amongst his residents and being an amazing role model. Mustafa Mansour for his consistent dedication to improving the NYU community through his work on the Student Health Advisory Board and Public Relations Committee, Chicken and Rice Club, and for serving as a role model to the first-year students he oversees as an RA. Benjamin Matan for his outstanding leadership, commitment to diversity, and strong work ethic in serving the Greek community at NYU and the residents he oversees as RA. Senya Matovic for her outstanding enthusiasm, leadership, and dedication to the Commuter Assistant Program. Caitlin McKenna for her impressive leadership in the NYU Poly Chapter, the American Institute of Chemical Engineers. Charlotte Milch for her persistent dedication in serving student needs as the American Student Dental Association president, demonstrating excellent leadership skills in coordinating various community outreaches. Raphael Mishler for his outstanding contributions and dedication to the Gallatin student community. Chine Amegwa for his charm, undying passion, and commitment to the Stern community through his work mentoring students and as cohort director. Jasmine Molina for serving as an exemplary role model to her fellow students and for the impact that she has had on the Latino community through her work on the Mexico Lindo y Querido Cultural Club and LUCHA. Lauren Monaco for exhibiting outstanding leadership and community building through her work on the program board. Nikki Montezaran for her extraordinary and positive impact on the university community through her involvement in the Inter-Residence Hall Council, the Office of Residential Life and Housing Services, and Delta Phi Epsilon. Mercedes Moya for her outstanding commitment and contributions in cultivating interest in global affairs amongst her peers and for spearheading NYU's first delegation to the Model UN in Genoa. Walter Eng, together with Conrad Chu, for his tireless pursuit in creating and managing the Asia Outreach Initiative to provide unique learning and career opportunities for their classmates. Andrew Nuri for his leadership in revitalizing the NYU Biology Society. Patra Ong for consistent leadership in serving the student body as the treasurer of Student Council and taking initiative in creating new student interest clubs. Elizabeth Pelka, together with Paige Panzeca, for their outstanding commitment to service and civic responsibility through creation of the Victim Services Unit Victim Database for the Kings County District. Catherine Pena for her tremendous leadership and motivation on behalf of the Latino student community, her inspiration to countless high school students, and her work as a student staff member of the Student Resource Center. Eric Platt for his hard work and dedication as editor-in-chief of the Washington Square News. Paige Panzeca, together with Elizabeth Pelka, for their outstanding commitment to service and civic responsibility through the creation of the Victim Services Unit Victim Database. Ivan Rahman for his commitment to diversity and social issues as a member of the civic team, for his exceptional leadership as an RA, and for serving as an ally to the LGBTQ community as an outspoken peer educator. Ratna Ramamurthy for her leadership and strength of character in promoting access to higher education through the Strive for College program. Felipe Rendon for his exceptional leadership of Latinos Unidos con Honor y Amistad and his work in advocating the DREAM Act. Paul Rescala for his hard work and dedication in serving as the treasurer of Agape Theme Week, Campus Crusade for Christ, the Christian Interfellowship Council, and Arab Students United. Earl Allen Roach III for his amazing outreach efforts in developing young professionals through his work on the Wasserman Student Advisory Board and leadership of Gentlemen of Quality. Stephen O. Roberts for his passion and unwavering commitment to improving the lives of at-youth risk and for his leadership of the Applied Psychology Club. Catherine Ashley Rodriguez for her inspiring leadership skills and commitment to adult education, the immigrant community of New York City, and for her work on project outreach and welcoming incoming freshmen to NYU. Maria Schmidt for demonstrating civic responsibility, actively volunteering, and contributing her talent and time to the Global Poverty Project. Jeremy Schwartz for his passion and contributions to the Veterans Mental Health Coalition of New York City. Naja Selby for her tremendous spirit, undeniable sense of community, and passion for serving others locally and abroad. Ashish Shah for his commitment to the Alternative Breaks program. Ashwini Srinivasomahan for her tireless, passionate advocacy for environmental sustainability and for her leadership on the Sustainability Task Force. Nick Stanzioni for his leadership as chair of Project Outreach 2010 in connecting students to future service opportunities. Samantha Steinberg for her continuous and selfless dedication to the NYU Jewish community and the impact it will have on future NYU students. Ainsley A. Stewart Jr. for his impressive leadership in serving as president of the National Society of Black Engineers NYU Poly Chapter and as a peer counselor. Katie Sylvester for her significant contributions as a student senator in Steinhardt, RA at Founders Hall, and for her commitment to improving student life at NYU through her leadership as chair of the Student Senators Council. Isabel Tian for her dedication to the Residence Life program and its residents, and for her contributions to the NYU Poly community in helping to enhance student life on the Brooklyn campus. Scott Welfell for his commitment to promoting civic responsibility at the NYU School of Law through his work at the DOOR Youth Services Program, the Unemployment Action Committee, and the Public Interest Law Center. Nicole Willer for her leadership in organizing the NYU College of Dentistry Oral Cancer Walk. Christopher Woods for his exceptional contributions to the LGBTQ community through his work with Quench, Alternate Breaks Program, and the LGBTQ Student Center. Sarah Zappler for her incredible work and contributions to Gallatin student life. And finally, the George Sadowski Prize, Michael Zick Doherty for his leadership in invention and application of skill and directions that are meaningful, including the development of OpenRMTS, an open source real-time mobile sensing platform with applications in health, fitness, the environment, and education.
So I was going to say congratulations to all the award recipients, but I got to tell you, this is my 7th year doing this, and when you hear the descriptions of every individual and the organization, it just leaves you almost breathless in terms of the scope, the variety, the intensity, the passion that these students have shown. So thank you for congratulating them without me even prompting you to do so. So congratulations to all of our award recipients. Feel free to do it again. I also wanted to say special thanks to both deans for reading all the award winners. Thank you so much. And Fred Schwartzbach from the Liberal Studies program, the individual names, we always give special homage to the dean for the second category because there's so many more individuals in the names, but thanks to both Fred Choi and Fred Schwartzbach from Ellisburg. And Fred even performed, while injured, so we appreciate it, Dean Schwartzbach. Before I introduce Katie Sylvester, I would like to be sure to invite all the recipients and your families and friends to have photographs taken with your deans. We have a lot of them in attendance. Hopefully, some of them can make it up to the 10th floor in Rosenthal Theater. The reception will take place immediately following the conclusion of this awards program. Our closing remarks will now be given by a student leader who has served the university as president of our Students' Senators Council. Katie Sylvester has just been a star in her years here at Steinhardt and NYU. She's been an RA, has risen through the ranks to become the chair or the president of our student government, has been an honor student in the classroom, and is actually involved with 2 different research initiatives going on at Steinhardt. Above and beyond that, I can actually tell you the 7 years I've been doing this with all of the presidents in student government, and God bless each and every one of them. This particular one is so thoughtful, well-intentioned, and really positive spirit that really deserves special recognition. We're delighted to give her the honor of closing out this event, Katie Sylvester.
Thank you for that introduction, Marc. During my time as chair of the Student Senators Council, I've given many speeches to both prospective students and current students. But I must say that I'm most honored to stand before the students in this room today. You have all gone far above and beyond the call of the common NYU student. As Presidential Award recipients, you are here because the university has recognized you for your profound commitment to service. Sure, you attend classes and you fulfill your academic responsibilities, but you are not merely attendees of this university. You are active members of the NYU community. We are reminded each and every day that NYU is a university in and of the city, and now we can say we're a university in and of the world. Such a great accomplishment would not be possible without the efforts of the forward-thinking students in this room today. By offering service to our respective communities, we see firsthand how we can positively affect the people surrounding us. It's about making this university a place we take pride in. It's about taking the lead in worthy endeavors and striving always to enrich our surroundings. It is an inspiration to see students, such as yourselves, taking that bold step towards these extraordinary deeds each and every day. In this room, we have award recipients, but we also have many of the friends, families, and nominators who have supported us over these past years. Many of these people have spent these past several years challenging us to test the boundaries we may have thought existed. I think it goes without saying that many of us would not be here today if it wasn't for them. So let's please take a moment and thank those people. Finally, and once again, congratulations to the recipients of the Presidential Service Award. You have a lot to be proud of, and it's wonderful that we're all able to be here to recognize that today. Thank you for seeing how important it is to give back to your community, to be such an integral part of this university. We have motivated one another, and we have inspired our peers. But I now challenge you to leverage these accomplishments to spread your commitment to service to our global network. Thank you.
Congrats.